Most people think that losing their squat is a natural part of getting older, but that is absolutely not the case. In fact, you lose your ability to squat because you stop squatting. This is unfortunate because this is not just a fun party trick, it is a natural human resting position. It unlocks so many of life's joys, like being able to garden comfortably or bending down to play with your grandkids. Unfortunately, after years of sitting, many of us just lose access to this position. So if you can't squat right now, or if even getting halfway down feels completely impossible, know that you are not alone. The good news is that this skill can be rebuilt with practice. If you can already sit in a squat, this routine is not for you. This is for absolute beginners who are looking for a place to start. There's no pressure to look a certain way or to force your body any further than it's ready to go. And you should already feel so proud of yourself for taking this first step. So when you're ready, grab a chair and let's do this. Let's begin with the ankles. If you have stiff ankles, don't worry, you're not alone. Limited ankle mobility is actually one of the main reasons why many people can't squat. We're going to start by taking the hands underneath one of your thighs to lift your leg off the ground. And once your foot is lifted, start to circle through the ankle. Imagine you're drawing big circles with your big toe, going nice and slow. And after you've gone a few in one direction, go ahead and switch. If this is already feeling quite easy and manageable, you're okay with the weight of your leg, you can grab the outside of your shin by your knee and use that to bring your knee a little bit closer. Continue to breathe through this entire routine to signal to the body that it's safe to relax. A couple more like this, and we will switch to the other leg. Do 3, 2, and last one. Release that leg back down, maybe give it a little shake out, and we'll switch over and do the other side. So hands come underneath your thigh, bring your foot up off the ground, and slowly circle the ankle. If you haven't already, make sure you've switched and go the other way. And 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Next up, we have some heel lifts. I'm going to show a few different levels here to give you some different options to choose from. Of course, you can always hold on to a chair for a little bit of extra support for balance. The first option will be to do one at a time. So you'll squeeze one calf to lift a heel and then lower, and then squeeze the other and lift the heel and lower. Going nice and slow here, focusing on the squeeze to lift your calf, and then slow and controlled lower back down. If this is too easy, feel free to do both at one time. So you're going to squeeze both calves to lift the heels, and then slowly lower. Notice how slow I'm going here. We're not trying to rush. We're not trying to get the maximum number of reps. We're trying to really think about the movement, feel the movement in the body, and build some strength through the lower legs. If this is too easy, then good for you. You can try to do it without any hands. And this is definitely going to be a little bit more challenging. Hands can be to your hips or by your sides. Continue to breathe. Let's do 5 more. 3, 2, and last one. Awesome. Let's find a lunge. Hand can be to your chair for a little bit of support. Step your right foot back, left foot forward. Does not have to be a wide lunge here. Just get your right leg out back behind you. And already you might be feeling some sensations because this is putting your hip into extension, which is not something that we often do in day-to-day life. So already appreciate the fact that you're here. Notice how you're feeling. And when you're here, I want you to really think about tucking your tailbone under. So imagine you had a tail like you're a dog and you're tucking your tail between your legs, kind of scooting your butt under. That's going to make sure we're keeping this movement out of the low back. When you're here, explore how it feels to slightly shift forward and backwards. So you're not doing a lot of movement here. You're just pushing slightly in and out of that left front foot, bending and straightening the left leg. This is building strength through your front left leg, giving us some great ankle mobilizations, as well as teaching the body and relearning how to be in hip extension. We'll stay here for a few more seconds and then switch over and do the other leg. All right, good job. Press yourself up, feet together. Then take your left foot back or your other foot back, whatever the opposite foot was, finding again that high lunge position. Notice here, maybe your left ankle is a little bit more stiff than your right ankle. I know mine is. So maybe this is feeling a little bit more difficult and challenging for the back leg. It's okay if your heel of the back foot needs to be lifted, that's okay. We're just trying to get the heel down to the ground. And when we get to our position and our strong lunge, just play around with moving forward and backward. Continuing to take full, deep breaths in and out. And 3, 2, 1. Slowly press yourself all the way to standing. So we've done some hip extension. Now we'll do some rotation. Again, hand can be to your chair. Shift your weight into your left foot, bringing your right foot up off the ground. Now bring your knee up as far as you can. Obviously don't go any further than feels good for you today. Then take your knee out wide to the side. Slowly bring your foot out and back as you rotate your knee. Then close your knee together and repeat. So slow and controlled, we are drawing as big of circles as you can through your knee. Thinking about full range of motion through your hip, 360 degrees. Let's do 2 more in this direction. Try to keep your torso as strong and still as you can. And now let's go the other way. So this way might feel even weirder. Just try to take it slow, noticing any differences. Let's do 3 more. It's okay if your left leg is starting to shake a little bit. 1 more. And release that right foot down. Whew. Shake out your legs. Let's do that on the other side. Shift your weight into your right leg. Left knee comes up towards your chest as far as you can. Then slowly open that knee out wide to the side. Rotate so the foot comes behind and then close your knees together. I am showing the progression here where I'm not holding on to anything. I'm trying very hard to keep my balance. Strong through my right leg, keeping my chest open and trying to minimize movements through my upper body. 1 more in this direction. And now let's reverse. Ooh, I'm a little wobbly. 1 more. You've got it. And release back down. Give everything a shake. Next, we'll do some hip hinges. So come to stand by your chair, feet about hips distance. Hands can be to the back of the chair. You're going to sit your hips back, hinging at the hips, keeping a flat back. And then press firmly into the ground, squeeze your glutes, come all the way up to standing. So it's inhale to hinge, exhale to press. Continue like this, nice and slow. So we are reteaching the hips how to hinge. Often this movement gets lost and unfortunately the low back has to compensate, which often results in a lot of low back pain. So we are reminding the hips that they can move in this direction. Nice and slow. Let's do 3 more. Last one, hinge and press. All right, it's time for some lateral lunges. So come to stand next to your chair and take your feet out wide. The wider they are, the more difficult this is going to be, so adjust accordingly. Toes turn outwards. The key with this exercise is keeping your knees pressing out. Don't let your knees collapse in. Keep them pressing out. And hold onto your chair for a little bit of support. So we're gonna bend through one knee and then come up through center and over to the other side. Going nice and slow here, getting a great stretch through the ankles as well as building lower body strength. A couple of different progressions here. Obviously, you can widen your stance. You can also go hands-free and put hands to hips or have your hands out in front of you. Continuing to breathe. Let's do 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Press yourself all the way up to standing. Time for some body weight squats. Find a comfortable position with your feet about hips distance. Take your hands onto your chair for some support. Slowly lower your hips down, keeping your back nice and flat until you can't go any lower. Then you're going to press firmly into your feet, squeeze your glutes, come all the way back up to standing. Try to sync with your breath here, inhaling on the way down. Exhale, pressing your way up. I really want you to think about the squeeze of your glutes that is bringing you back up to standing. Now to progress this, you can of course let go of your chair, come all the way down to your squat. Hands can be to your hips, or you can take them out in front of you. Over time, you will be able to get a little bit lower, keeping that slow and controlled movement. Let's do 3 more. And last one. Squeezing, pressing all the way up. Good job. You have made it to the part of the routine where we practice our deep squat. But don't feel nervous or frustrated. Remember, you've already showed up for yourself today. You've already practiced. You've already done an amazing job. So the rest is just icing on the cake. Now, I want you to try to find your version of a deep squat today. So maybe that doesn't look very deep, okay? Maybe you've got to hold on to a chair leg or a table leg and sink your hips down, and maybe this is as far as you can go today. That is completely okay. Simply hanging out in this position is doing your body wonders. You can, if you like, press all the way up to standing, shake out your legs, give everything a little break, and then sink back down again. We're trying to accumulate at least 30 seconds or so in our deep squat position. Maybe you can sink down a little lower. Maybe you get all the way down to the ground here, but your heels are lifted and it's killing your heels. Grab hold of a towel or a pillow and stick that underneath your heels, just like this, if it makes it more comfortable for you to chill here. Another option, if your knees are killing you, is to grab hold of a book or a box or this yoga block I have and sit your hips on the block. If this allows you to chill more comfortably here, then it is perfectly fine. You could also use a small stool or a step if you have something like that available. Wherever you are, let's just chill for another 10 seconds, getting the benefits of this amazing pose and feeling very proud of ourselves for showing up today. Take one more full deep breath in, and we are done. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you feel a little bit discouraged or frustrated, or if this was really challenging, then please give yourself a pat on the back, because it doesn't matter. You showed up today and you practiced, you improved your mobility, and if you keep practicing this routine, you will get better in your deep squat. I recommend doing this one at least once or twice a week, if not more, to get the most benefits from it. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a like and subscribe if you aren't already. Share it with a friend or a family member who needs to move a little bit more. Maybe they like gardening, maybe they have a cat. They need to reclaim their squat, and you can absolutely share this with them. So thank you again for practicing with me, and I will see you again soon. Bye.